So if someone names himself slave to God, he must be really slave. Slave always be waiting orders. And truly slave, they wouldn't miss any command from their God. So if you are really waiting, for example, Imam alayhi salam, if you are really waiting Al-Mahdi, you don't miss him. Because you are always on the road and waiting him to come. So if you want to be a good slave of God, so first thing, you need to trust your God. Do you trust your God? This is the issue. Everyone will say yes. Okay, I would say yes as well. But I want to question myself. How deep I trust Him? How deep I trust my God? Whom I trust more? Myself or my God? Let me ask myself this question. And let me see my answer truly what it is. Not by word. Yeah, not by word, because our answer shall be by action. Maybe everyone says he trusts God the most, or maybe he trusts God fully. But the action says what level he trusts. So we can question ourselves. We can question our trust, not a matter of we are not trusting. No, we need to examine that. So let us examine ourselves now. What level we trust God? Yeah, everyone would say he trusts, and everyone would say the God is true, and everyone would say this is my belief. But to what extent? To what extent you trust that? If someone asks you your answer, you say fully. Yeah, that is a different issue, Layla. Maybe we'll come to it after this. Let us now examine our trust. Do we trust God? I'll give you example. I always tell this example. So I want to finish this example before I answer any question. Okay? I do mention this example, and it is a good one to discover our belief in this regard. Okay, let's assume I have only $5. Okay? And I don't expect, apparently, I don't expect any further income today. And I have family of, let's say, 4, and this $5 are enough for us as a family for one meal. So we are, let's say, before lunch. We can use this $5 to have maybe very simple lunch, and we don't know about dinner. Either it comes or not. But at least we have $4 in hand, and our lunch is guaranteed. Okay? So I'm talking about myself. Let's say I am about to go out to buy something for lunch. It is just 1 hour before lunch. Okay. While I'm opening the door to leave the house, oh, there is someone at the door. Okay, what's the matter? The guy saying, I'm poor, I don't have money to eat, and I have maybe family of 10 or 6 or whatever, and I need from you whatever you can give me to feed them. Okay, what I do? What shall I do? I am as poor as this man, and what I have is only this much money for even a simple meal for half of the day. And this man asking me whatever I have. So now the question, shall I give him the $5 and I stay without money, or shall I tell him, may God give you? And I deeply in my heart believe that God will give him. So what shall I do? Do I give the $5, or I pray for him that God will give him? What I do at this stage, what I do at this moment, if I pray for him and if I do tell him and pray for him for that God for sure will give him, then if that level I do trust God will give him, then I shall give the $5, and I do trust my word. I expect God to give me. Am I able to give the $5, to sacrifice the $5 and wait from God to give me for my lunch, which is almost about to be? So do I trust that lunch will come to me through the $5 in hand, or from God? Whom I trust more? Whom I trust more? The money in my hand or the money in God's hand? Here we define the level of trust. Here we define the level of trust. When it comes to answer by word, everyone would say, yes, I do trust. But when it comes to action, we translate that trust to a behavior. And that behavior, what rank us to what level we are. Not the word we say. No, the action we take. The action we take will put us the rank we deserve. So in fact, even believers, they need to raise further their trust in God. And we shall know, the most one suffer of injustice from people, the most one suffer of injustice from people is God, not anyone else. God is the most one suffering injustice from people. Why? Because they don't trust him. This is the issue. Injustice, it doesn't mean they override him or no. They don't rank him the way at least they pretend. If you pretend something, then your action shall meet that. So first thing, we need to trust him. We need to trust his word. We need to trust what he said. If we do that, then we are good. If we do it to a certain extent, then we are good to that level of trust we reached. So this is first issue. So the most important issue that we trust him. Once you trust him, there will be no power will bring fear in our heart at all. At all. Why? Because I trust who is behind me is strong enough to stop anything could cause me damage. If at any moment fears enter my heart, means my trust is weak. And that's why we question Abu Bakr in Al-Ghar. When he was sad, he's not trusting enough that he's with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why could sadness enter someone's heart when he knows that his movement is toward God. Why Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa said, La tahzan? Because that's not a behavior of a believer. And you know, this action taken by Abu Bakr is exactly the same that Moses' followers, they said when they left Egypt towards Sinai. When Pharaoh soldiers, they were behind them, what Moses' followers they said? They said, Inna lamudrakun. We are going to be cut. What Moses said? Said, Inna ma'i Rabbi sayahdini. He said, God with me. What Muhammad said in the cave to Abu Bakr? He said, God with us. It's the same. It's the same. So you can't say, I do trust him, and fear enters your heart if someone else, maybe he's powerful or trying to cause damage to you. At that moment, when you reach God area, do you need anyone to say at what rank you are? No, you don't need. You will rank yourself. Don't be proud and you expect at that moment God will sit in front of you and will count you or will discuss with you what you have done in this world. You have no capacity for such action at all. You cannot face him at all. No one could face him. So what do you expect? كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. That yourself will be enough to judge you. So your judgment will come from where? From yourself. And what behind that judgment? Is your action in this world. Whatever you have done, you will see it at that moment. All will come in front of you like a movie, and you will see it in one moment, whatever you have done in this world. Believers always, they blame themselves. They blame themselves always. Why? Because they are sure that the master deserves more. So whatever they do, they are sure he deserves more. So whom they blame? If he deserves more than what they can give, they blame themselves. So believers always, they blame themselves. So don't ever think that you have done something good. If really you have done, let's say if you look maybe what Al Hussaini alayhi salam did, things at that level, which is really can't be by everyone, by anyone. At that level even, you don't recognize yourself that you have done something. But you thank him that he uses you for something he wants. You thank him that he uses you, not someone else, for something he wants. At all. How I feel happy. From where that happiness to come. How I rank my action, that's good or bad, if I am not the one has done it. He uses me